All right, we're here with head coach Mike Hasen and transition and defenseman and faceoff specialist Nathan Kapp as we get ready for the next home game in a slate of three for the Rochester Knighthawks as they take on the Toronto Rock at home on Saturday for an 8 p.m. start. Changed time with that one there. Hazen, we'll start with you coming off of a long weekend. Ultimately, just kind of how nice is it that this weekend you only have to prepare for one game?
Yeah, it's nice that way, to say the least. Yeah, busy time there last weekend, but came through it strong, and yeah, it's nice to be at 2 weeks in a row here at home. I kind of build off that momentum that we brought into the building last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you go from a veteran team to a very youthful rookie-filled team this week in Toronto. Can you just kind of talk me through some of the differences of, getting ready for an established team in the NLL versus a team that really only has 4 games of full tape put out there at this point on a season?
Yeah, especially offensively, right? Defensively, they're very similar to what they have been in the past. Sammy back there kind of adds a little bit of a bit of wrinkle. Keller are big body on the defensive side, but they are what they are with Rosie and net there, right? Offensively, yeah, most definitely the two lefties, Owen and CJ coming in, kind of changed their dynamic. They got a lot more athleticism, a lot more individual threats, and as a team, this last few weeks they've started to put together, and they've been a real threat. And just kind of quickly watching back, especially last weekend against San Diego, they put San Diego on their heels, and we're going to have to be at our best, to say the least.
Definitely. Capper, for you, I mean, you get your first start on Friday and then you have to roll right into taking on the Buffalo Bandits on Saturday. Just what was your initial takeaway of the overall weekend for your first games in the NLL?
I mean, honestly, it was just pretty much a dream come true. I mean, I've been waiting for this opportunity for a long time, and just to be able to, go against some of those names face-off wise that I've looked up to growing up. Obviously Farrell, I've heard that name my entire life as a face-off guy. So a lot of emotions, but honestly, just a lot of excitement. And I think it just even back to back, I mean, I was ready to go, right? Like the energy was there, the excitement's there, and regardless of the games being close together, I was pretty much ready to go there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just, you go through those 2 games. One of the things about this team that's kind of nice is you have a guy like Jeremy Thompson on that roster. Just how much did
Absolutely.
you kind of talk to him through those 2 games?
Yeah, so I mean, we had some good talks. Especially it's always nice to kind of have like another face-off guy watching the face-off, give you an idea of what they're seeing. Because when you're in there, you're not necessarily seeing the wingers as well as somebody on the outside. And obviously, the experience he has like is unbeatable, right? He's been in the league for a long time. He's dominated face-offs for a long time. So just being able to, whether or not I win or lose or how it's going, come off and have a guy like that to talk to, it really helped keep me level-headed, especially in my first couple pro games there. But yeah, no, we had those conversations, and if he saw something, he let me know. And if I needed a little bit of advice, he was right there and always willing to help.
Awesome. Adam?
Yeah. So first of all, Coach, I know that it's never about you, and it's all about the team and team success. But there is a personal milestone coming up for you. You're 1 win away from 120 in your career. Very few men in this league have coached it and won that many games. If you can get to that point and win it, especially at home, what would that mean for you, especially considering how this season is going?
You know what? It'll be nice when I'm old. Right now, it's just about making sure that we're prepared and we're ready to battle this weekend. Yeah, and Ripper knows it best. I'm not a stats guy, little milestones there, that's Ripper's job. I really don't unfortunately pay attention to them, great as they may be. For me personally, when I'm old and I'm gray, those ones I'll look back on fondly. But right now, it's just making sure we handle Toronto, and we're going to be our best this weekend.
And so when you look at Toronto's offense, they have two incredible rookies in CJ Kirsten and Owen Hiltz, and they've been really top performers. CJ is on a 2 game run that's really impressive right now. With how dynamic they are in their individual skill sets, What is kind of the best way to lock them down to prevent them from having explosive big games like they had in the last couple?
Yeah, I think for us, and I think we did a really good job about it last weekend, especially, is that we're going to handle it as a group first and foremost. We'll try and get our matchups when we can with kind of matching feet, matching size a little bit if we can. But it's just taking away time and space and making sure defensively we're moving forward. Just kind of again watching back if the two games there, if you give them time and space, they got such great footwork and they got great speed and great instincts, is that they're going to torch you and they're going to take advantage of you. And as a group, they swing the ball, they keep the defensemen active, and take away their help. So we just gotta, yeah, we gotta play as the group and make sure our feet are always moving forward and trying to get into that little wheelhouse to again just eliminate time and space and hopefully have our slides ready to go.
And then with the way that this season is going, you guys have a chance to move to 5-1, which would be your best start, a six-game start, going back to the 2022-2023 season when you were 6-0. But, looking back at that season, the that second half in particular was not as strong as that beginning. How does that experience of knowing that just because things are starting off really well, that doesn't mean that that's how things are going to go the rest of the way, help you with this season?
Yeah, I think well, everything kind of helps us along the way here because we haven't had much change. So there's a lot of guys that were there during that 6-0 run and saw what happens. I think one thing that we really do a good job of now, and like I say, as cliche as it is, but our guys really manage the moment. And we are really focused on what's our task at hand tonight. Um, we're not getting ahead of ourselves because again, you never know from shift in, shift out. Never mind week in, week out, what's going to happen and how we're going to be. We're just preparing for now and the next shift, and just making sure that we're continually building upon that. And our guys do a really good job of making sure we are in check through the game and through the moments. And I think that's what experience has given us the opportunity to grow with here along the way. And we'll see. We'll see. You can ask me that question in a month from now, and I might have a different answer. But right now, we're playing good lacrosse. But we know we got a long way ahead of us, and that's one good thing about this group.
And then just finally, Nathan, for you, obviously, as a 24-year-old in this league and coming in and you're learning from a guy like Jeremy Thompson, you
Mhm.
mentioned how valuable that is. And, for you as a young face-off guy in this league, knowing how many talented guys that you'll be going up against throughout the
Mhm.
rest of the season, what does this experience and this opportunity mean to you that you're able to go against some of these great names that are in the league?
Absolutely. I mean, that's everything to me, right? Like, I mean, coming out of college, there's a lot of guys. I mean, like TD Erlin was still in college when I was there, and I never got the opportunity to go against him. And I've always had it in me where I want to prove that I can be one of those guys, right? One of those names that's remembered. So just the ability to go up against these guys that like I looked up to, I learned from, I trained with some of them. Obviously, watched a lot of their YouTube videos I have up there. It's been amazing and it means a lot to me. Like this is what I wanted. This is what I've been pushing for the past couple of years training to get here. And really it's surreal at this point, but it's also very motivating, right? Like, I mean, I can't take a game off. Like you can never take a game off. Like, I mean, in college, every once in a while, you play a couple guys that they didn't have a face-off guy or they didn't have a guy that was as strong as you or something along those lines. That was more of a like a stat padding game. And now it's like every game is go time, right? Like you're going up against TD Earl, you got Baptiste. You got all these guys that they know what they're doing. It's the peak of the face-off position, and there's nothing more I want than to prove that I belong here.
And so, what does it mean? Is there not to pump the tires of the opposition here, but you
Mhm.
mentioned guys like TD. You've got a couple of games against Vancouver with Max Adler. You've got a Justin Inacio game coming up. Jake Withers towards the end of the season. Are there certain guys or certain matchups where you're looking at or thinking, wow, that's going to be like a really incredible moment for my career?
I mean, honestly, you could say that just about all of them, to be honest
Mhm.
with you. I mean, all of them are pretty sweet in that sense. Um, Obviously, TD's out right now, and that was one that I was looking forward to.
Mhm.
TD and Nardella, I'd say, were the two that I was really looking forward to. They're two of the guys that actually helped get me here. Um, but I'd say Furl was a very good one. But I'd say at this point, I went up against Justin in training camp, and I kind of want now that I've kind of got my bearings in, and I kind of want that second chance. I'd say that's what I'm definitely looking forward to. But just like Coach said, I haven't really thought that far out. I mean, right now Toronto's the task at hand, so that's the one we're going for.
Perfect. And congratulations for this moment.
Thank you.
Spencer?
Coach, news just dropped of Ryan Lanchberry signing a 4-year extension. You now have Smith, Lanch, and Fields locked up for the future. How important is that?
Really important. Again, it just kind of X-Ray Lanch is a big part of what our success has been and what it's going to be, and to have that group continue to be here says a lot about them, and about what we're doing here in this organization is that we're building within their core pieces, and they believe in what we're trying to get to as a group here, and yeah, good to hear.
And then one more. You had a big win against Buffalo. It's historically a team we've struggled against, and you got another team coming in Toronto that you've historically struggled against. What needs to happen to come out with another win?
Same thing that we did last weekend. Just again, I thought Hart's was really good. He made a lot of good saves for us. Defensively, again, we were moving forward. We took away their time and space, and we were really, really, really physical. Offensively, again, it's one thing that I think we do well is we keep it simple. And it's a very unselfish group that takes advantage of opportunities. And the ball was moving, their feet were moving, and we just had that little bit of a nephew kind of mentality, and I have to have it again this weekend. We're in our building, and yes, Toronto has taken it to us more often than not since we've been back, I guess. And we want to show that we belong, and it's our time, and it's our building.
And then one for Cap. It's been a tradition in Rochester to have the rookie lead the victory lap. How did it feel for it to be your turn?
It was awesome. Obviously after that win, a lot of emotions and almost blanked on it for a second, but all the boys rallied around me and sent me around and great feeling. I mean, just to be able to do that after a victory at home for the first time, nothing like it. And hopefully some more to come here.
All I got.
I just had one more Chamberlain for Coach actually, because I haven't spoken to you guys this season, but we've spoken, Coach, over the years about Rylan Hartley, and obviously he's had a number of injuries that have prevented him from being out there very consistently. But the way he started this season and the way that he's just looking so nimble and athletic and performing at such a great pace. How relieving is it to see this kind of consistency and see things clicking as so many of us have expected and knew that he could deliver for so long.
Yeah, it's time finally. And again, not to downgrade what he's done, but he's had the opportunity to come in here and kind of it be his ship, and we're going to sink and swim with him. I think a lot of credit right now to where he is. Number one is himself, getting himself in a really good spot. He's matured. He's grown up. He's ready to battle. But Hachi came in after a really good summer, and as it's just said, historically, it's been Hart's team to run. This wasn't the case this year. This was going to be the best is going to step on the floor week in, week out. Hachi has been pushing Hearts to be at his best because he knows and he trusts that Hachi's going to be there when if he doesn't. So I think between the two of them, they have such a great relationship. But there's that competitiveness between them right now. That's I think is internally is giving Hearts a little bit more extra motivation, a little bit more focus. I mean that's what we need. And you know what? And we're not afraid to go to Hutchie when it's his turn if Hearts is going to slip. So I think right now he's doing a really good job, and he's earned game one, he's earned game six, and he's going to have to continually earn that next start for us. Because if not, we have all the confidence in both of them, and either one of them is going to play for us.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks.
Ripper.
I'm good. I'm
All right.
good. That.
Sweet. Just a quick follow-up for you, Hazer, on that Adams question. 37 shots on goal between Tehoka Nanticoke, Josh Byrne, Dane Smith, and Ian McKay in that Bandits game. They each only scored one time. Obviously he was dialed in, but when he has to go from not starting on Friday to then getting that start on Saturday, just how confident were you in Ralphie going into Saturday?
100% confident. Again, it's something like that's the good thing between all of us is that there's really good communication between us. He knew he wasn't starting Friday, and his job started on Tuesday to get ready for Buffalo. And then the credit to him because he was ready to jump in when Hutchie had a little bit of a slip there, right? So that's the beauty of our two goalies that I think we're lucky to put either one of them in, and the guys in front of them are going to have confidence to play. But that's just again, that's Hart's maturity a little bit. He's grown up, and when it's his turn, he understands, and he's really he's mentally prepared and ready to play, which is good to see.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that real quick. A couple years ago, there were the conversations between the two of them of Hutchie kind of giving Ralphie the film study afterwards kind of thing because Hutchie was such or Hartz was such an instinctual guy. Just has he picked up more and more film over these years from Hutchie as he's gone on with the preparation sense?
Yeah, there's a lot more prep in his game right now. Finland's one. The scouting reports that he gets is another one, and he's taking it to heart, and he's using that and putting it in his toolbox a little bit to help him prepare and help him to be his best, which is really good to see.
Awesome. Any other questions before we close it out? All right, hearing none. Thanks so much. We'll see you at the Segar and Sciortino Field at Blue Cross Arena at 8 p.m. on Saturday as the Knighthawks take on the Rock.